Welcome to the live Recipe video game podcast. I am your host, the Red Knight. And yeah, this is the first live one, so you can send questions in the chat later on. I'll get to that, but right now I just want to start off with the big headlines of really last week because this podcast is kind of late. But yeah, the big headlines of last week and some this week because I will be reacting to some trailers and things like that. But right now, let's just get through these numbers, these amazing numbers that were released this week. And I'm going to be covering April's MPD and Nintendo's fiscal year 2022 results. Shout out to Jack Gates, who's already here. Shout out to Digital Green Tea, who's already here in the chat. So yeah, let's get to it right now. So you can see in the video version, if you're watching this live, or on replay during the video version, you can see the actual top 20 in the image. But I'm gonna go down it anyway still because I want to cover a few things. Lego Star Wars was the #1 game of the month. Makes perfect sense. Huge game on multiple platforms. It's been a while since we got a Lego game, so that makes sense. But the big deal is that it took all of those versions of that one game on multiple platforms to dethrone Elden Ring. Finally, Elden Ring got dethroned, but Elden Ring got some big news also added, this month. The fact that it actually outsold, unbelievably, Call of Duty Vanguard in 2022 so far. And that's wild, That's like something really that stuff like GTA does, which, by the way, Grand Theft Auto, I know ain't even, I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere here on the MPD, but yeah, that game is already at over 165 million sold, which is, just beyond legendary status. I don't even know what you call that. At this point, when games sell crazy good, like over 100 million, whenever that does happen, we're gonna have to say, oh, it's selling, Grand Theft Auto numbers, because that's basically what we got to call it nowadays. But back in the day, it was like Wii Sports numbers, but now 165 million, definitely Grand Theft Auto got the crown. So number 3 was MLB The Show. Number 4 was Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which didn't have a lot of time last month to chart for March. And now it's still in the top 5. I think that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that it didn't really get the chart last month like that. And last month it came in at it. Well, let me not say it didn't get the chart. It did chart. It didn't get to sell that many units because it came out at the end of the month basically. And yeah, it still charted. It was number 3, and it only got bumped basically, one number to 4. So it's been selling steadily the whole month, which is awesome. Nintendo Switch Sports came out, just recently. But even that couldn't manage to it's Nintendo Switch Sports. It couldn't manage to sell Kirby for the month, but that was one of the situations like Kirby where in April it didn't have many days anyway. But we'll see how it fares next month. But Call of Duty Vanguard was number 6. Number 7 was Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Number 8 was Mario Kart 8, which was number 8 also last month. So they might as well just solidify that spot as Mario Kart spot. The 8th spot, it just belongs to Mario. Mario Kart. So number 9 was Gran Turismo 7. Number 10, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Number 11, Minecraft. Number 12, FIFA 22, which is not the last FIFA, but it's basically second to last because this next FIFA coming up is over and EA is going, what is it? It's like FC, which I don't even know what it means. So it's weird. It's like EA FC. I have no idea what FC means, but cool. I'm sure the audience will find the game. They'll love it. Digital Green Tea says the new layout is fire. Thank you. I appreciate it. I worked hard on these layouts. And wait till you see the upcoming screens. There's other screens. This is not the only screen. Do not get it twisted. If you clicked away like you're listening to the audio version, oh, I'm going to make you come back. There's going to be a video involved in this version. It's not live for no reason. So where was I? I said Minecraft, FIFA. All right, so Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. That's 2 Call of Duties this month. They're about to have 3 this year because once Modern Warfare 2 come out, that's going to chart. But number 14 was Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 15 was Marvel's Spider-Man, which jumped from 21. It went up to 15, which is cool. I think as more people find the movie sales come out, people want to play Spider-Man, bam, they're going to pick up their Spider-Man on their PlayStation 4 more than likely because PlayStation 5s right now are hard to come by. but people still can play the game, which is cool. And that's the benefit of having the game on multiple platforms instead of just immediately jumping into next gen. Because one of the games I'm going to be talking about, Gotham Knights, a lot of people were celebrating when it was confirmed before the footage came out that, oh, it's next gen only. Like, yay, they abandoned the other consoles. Then you see the game and you're like, does it really need to be next gen only? And that's not a knock towards the game, but we'll talk about that later. But 2K22 was 17, Animal Crossing was 16. Just to be clear, I don't remember if I said that. So 16 was Animal Crossing, 17 was 2K22. Which I wonder how that is, because 2K20, that WWE game was god awful, and basically they took like 2 years to make this version. And I'm glad that they actually, took their time. Who is it? Take Two, right? The company. They took their time to actually do the damn thing. Hopefully right. I mean, it's charting. It was number 7 last month, number 17 now. Cool. So Mario Party Superstar continues to chart from 17 to 18 this month. Madden 22. Madden 20. Damn. So another Madden about to come out, and this Madden is just now leaving the charts. That's staying power right there. Number 19 from 15. And Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which I think that it's second or it might be third. I think it's only the second month out charting. And yeah, it went from 11 to 20. So that game is, putting up numbers and all of that. So that's good for that game. And yeah, for the month, Nintendo obviously was number 1. Sony made the most money. Overall for the year, Microsoft is number 1, money-wise, unit-wise. Nintendo's number 1, the Switch. And here's the crazy thing about the Switch. This is the big deal. The Switch has officially surpassed in North America the PlayStation 4 sales. PlayStation 4 has been dethroned that quick, which is crazy. I mean, Switch did it in Japan a long time ago, but now the U.S. is Switch country, you know what I'm saying? So any conversations about market leader or when it came out, the Switch, like, yeah, it's you want to call it last gen? Well, it's the last gen market leader officially. And it's the current gen market leader officially. So however you want to put it, it's a hybrid leader. Just the same way it's a hybrid console. You know what I mean? So it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is awesome. Now let's talk about Nintendo's physical year real quick, because 107 million Switches sold. Still not enough to match Grand Theft Auto 5's 160 something, which is, that's just to go just to show how crazy it is. Like, I know that game's been on 3 generations of platform, but still, people don't need to buy it. It says a lot that people do buy it about the product that Rockstar actually created, whether you like it or not. I played a ton of it on Xbox. Not a ton of it. I played a decent amount of it. And maybe one day I'll play the new remastered version. But, yeah, I don't really play Grand Theft Autos like that, but I can, give it its props for doing what it do, which is, it shakes the nation in the sense of what it brings to gaming with its mature themes, its cinematic value, and with, the craze that it causes every single time. So, yeah, Nintendo Switch. So let's talk about it. Physical year 2022. We're going to get to console sales, which is 107 million. Done. Now let's talk about the actual software, because that's the most important thing. Now, yeah, we know the Switch is a 100 million seller, doing crazy numbers. Let's talk about this software. So I got the list right here from Go Nintendo, and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pearl is at 14.6 million. Just to be clear, at 12.6 million is Legends Arceus, which literally just came out. Like, you can still smell the newness if you got that game in the box. Like, it's brand new. Like, you just got that game. Most people probably haven't even took that thing out of their Switch and inserted it back more than 6 times, you know what I'm saying? And the hardcore people, they probably just kept it in the whole time. Like, that game is fresh, and it already sold 12.6 million. And we got a new one coming out. Like, I didn't get Arceus, but I'm gonna get I always forget the name, Violet, because I'm always thinking about goddamn Scarlet, even though I'm getting Violet. I've been saying we'll see when it comes out. We see what happens. But yeah, 12.6 million already. Legends Arceus. Imagine what Scarlet's gonna do, and Violet, because you got the 2. Legends was just 1, and Diamond and Shining is 2, and that's 14. You understand what I'm saying? So I wonder, like, does that mean that most Pokemon fans actually buy both games? Because the number's so close, it feels like everybody just was like, yeah, we're gonna buy, or is it spread? No, it's probably spread, because if they bought both, it'd be higher than number. I'm bugging. Yeah, that's crazy though. To have an audience who'll be like, yeah, 14 million people, like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy this Pokemon game, and it's two choices for them, and then another game comes out, and it's completely different, really. Like it's the big jump into big 3D open world Pokemon, and still nothing. Like it wasn't like shaky ground for the brand. Like, oh, maybe some people prefer the top down, classic Game Boy style. That's the way Pokemon is to them. So maybe they're not going to gravitate to this, what a lot of people like to call Breath of the Wild Pokemon, Arceus. And Legends Arceus did what it do, which is sell. And 12.6 million already shows that game in no time is going to be past both Diamond and Shining Pearl, which just tells me that Scarlet and Violet is going to completely crush Arceus. You know what I'm saying? And if you're wondering like how you get to that theory, it's like, dude, it was one game versus two now coming out in the fall. It's going to be crazy. So what do we have here? The most beautiful number you'll ever see. Well, the most beautiful number is what Grand Theft Auto did. But that was across 3 platforms. We're talking about 2 platforms right now. And really, it did all of this on one. 45.3 million Mario Kart 8 Deluxe have been sold. And you know that number's only going to go past 50 by the next physical year. For the simple fact that the DLC, it made a lot of buzz. And it's always going to make buzz like when characters come out in Smash Brothers. The game sales always go up. You'll see it pop into the NPD when, like, oh, Sora's out or Banjo's out. Smash Brothers will just pop up again in the NPD. Mario Kart doesn't leave the NPD. All it does is just, go up and down it. Just checking out the vibe. Hey, who's up here in the top 5? Oh, y'all? Hey, welcome. Welcome to my home. I decorated it real nice. Hopefully you'll have a long stay. Likely you won't. You know what I mean? But good to see you. And then it goes to the bottom half. And it's like, oh, snap, good to see you again. You there? Still in the damn MPD, that's cool. You're about to be out of it soon. And then, bam, game disappears. Mario Kart is still there. It ain't going nowhere. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 38.6 million. Mario Party Superstars is 6.8 million. Smash Brothers Ultimate is 28.1 million. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is 26.5 million. I can't wait till that be 30. I can't believe we got a Zelda game that has outsold all other Zelda games combined. I don't know. Because the highest was Ocarina of Time was 7. You know what I'm saying? And no other game got ever really close to that other than, oh no, Twilight Princess. My bad. Twilight Princess dethroned it with 8 million. But that's counting the GameCube version and the Wii version. I'm not even adding whatever numbers they put up on the Wii U. And I'm like, if you count remakes, probably Breath of the Wild hasn't outsold, certainly it hasn't outsold the whole Zelda series. Because the Zelda series is easily past like 70 million units sold or more. Maybe more than that. I might be underballing. I don't know. But Ring Fit Adventure, 14 million. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, 3.9 million. That game has officially outsold the original, which is crazy. The original version on the tail end of the Wii. The game that should have been a launch title for the Wii U and maybe would have changed the Wii U's fortune the way Breath of the Wild did for the Nintendo Switch. Granted, Breath of the Wild wasn't alone. Breath of the Wild had Odyssey. Breath of the Wild had Splatoon 2. Breath of the Wild had the 45.3 million selling Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a few weeks after. And it had stuff like Xenoblade, which sold 1 million in like a month. So Breath of the Wild was very, very much, not by itself. While Skyward Sword probably would have just had New Super Mario Bros. U, which I think would have been great because that was a great launch game. And Nintendo Land, it would have been different. But anyway, that's the past. Point is, Nintendo better do the same thing again. Launching Breath of the Wild 2 on the Switch and not using that to sell your next system when you're going to be launching a new system in the next, I'm at max, I'll say a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a new system out. It's no point to not use that game as the trigger for the hardcore gamer to jump into the next console. But anyway, I'm just saying. I think it makes sense. 26.5 million. How do you match that? I'm talking about Breath of the Wild 1 sale right now. How do you match that with the sequel? Easy. You make it a launch game for the next hardware where everybody's going to be like, what am I buying my new Super Nintendo Switch for? Well, the new Zelda game. And then, man, there you got them all again. Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, 9.4 million. So if you add up what it did in damn. A lot of these games, because I just went down the list, like a lot of these remakes, if you add their Wii U sales, it probably puts these games at over 20 million. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't 3D World sell like 8 million? So 9.4, like that's crazy. You know what I mean? And then, all right, so you got Pokemon Sword and Shield, 24.2 million, insane. Mario Party, Super Mario Party, just to be clear, 17.7 million. Metroid Dread, 2.9 million, officially the best selling Metroid game ever. I'll come back to that. But New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, that's 13.3 million. Again, if you add that, I think that did like 10 million. That's an over 20 million seller right there for Nintendo. Nintendo made their money originally when they put the game out, and they made their money, you know, twice over basically now. And who knows how much they're gonna keep on making as the sales of the actual games continue to go up. But Metroid Dread 2.9 milli. I mean, well deserved, but I can't help. Like, I'm happy. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm happy, but I knew this was gonna happen because every single game that comes out on Nintendo Switch, basically every IP Nintendo has dropped a new entry for, has done better numbers than they've ever done in the past. You know what I mean? So I knew Dread was going to be number one. Nintendo put a lot of marketing behind it. A lot. I think it was one of the most heavily marketed games last year. It was so beautiful to see them do that for Metroid. What I don't understand is why only 2.9 million when all these other games 45 million, 38. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Mario Party Superstar 6.8. You know what I mean? I know I got Mario in the title. Don't get it twisted. I understand the IP value, but Ring Fit Adventure 14 million. I know that's the Wii Fit of this console, but I'm just like, damn. Metroid, I know the sales will go up, and it'll be higher than 3 million when it's all said and done, which is cool. It could be higher than 4 million. Hell, it could be higher than 5. You never know what it does in the next holiday. You never know if Nintendo decides to push it more. And with the DLCs that they did, maybe they got another little DLC coming out, and that might be more expansive. So it might give it, just a whole new life, maybe, and it'll sell even more. But I just feel like, damn, I feel like more Nintendo fans should show up for Samus Aran. Like, there's so many games that pulls from her creation, which is Metroidvania, and it's sad that the actual main series can't always get these kinds of sales and more, because this should be the bottom of Metroid sales, 2.9 million, 3 million in my opinion. Green Tea said Metroid Dread was pretty much tied with Switch OLED marketing, so Nintendo did a lot for Metroid. They did. And that's the thing. I really was hoping that the numbers might be a little bit crazier than that. Like, I thought by now we would have saw, I'm gonna be honest, because I wasn't going too crazy. I wasn't saying 10 million, but I thought we would have saw 4 million sales by now. I thought enough people would have been interested. There's been enough buzz about Metroid Prime, but it just makes me wonder how many people play this and was like, awesome, can't wait for whatever's next with this character. I'm just saying new fans. And then we'll get Prime 4, and I wonder how many will like, oh my God, crazy, hard, difficult, Emmys, I don't know where to go, even though the wall, I'm supposed to shoot to get through in order to go to the next area is right there. I don't know what to do. This is bad game design. I'm not getting the next Metroid game. Like, I don't know how many people are going to have that experience with it, but, some people had that. People who've gone, and created actual games. It's crazy. Like, basic game design, they just didn't understand the Metroid, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how many people had that experience. But anyway, hopefully not a lot. So Super Mario Odyssey, just to be clear, 23.5 million. I think Odyssey doesn't get a lot of respect, man. And I don't mean by sales. I mean, I don't think Odyssey gets respect by a lot of the people who played it in the sense of how great it is. I think when it's all said and done, and people revisit it in the future, they're gonna be like, "Yo, like I like this game a lot, and even loved it when it came out. But I didn't love it as much as this Mario game or that Mario, whether it's 3D World, whether it's Galaxy, whether it's 64, whether it's Sunshine. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying the 3D ones. I think they're gonna go back and they're gonna realize, damn, this is literally one of the greatest video games ever made, bar none. Like, it's just great, top to bottom, beautiful, stunning. I forgot who I was listening to this week. They were saying something about how it might have been a Game Explain video, because they were talking about, which I'm going to talk about soon enough, is Mario Strikers. And they were mentioning how next level games with Luigi's Mansion, which I mentioned this before also, and the Rabbids team, like the way they captured the Mario brothers and the whole Mario squad, Peach, told everybody, it's like amazing movie quality, so animated. But then they say, they did it even better than Mario games do it. But then I'm like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people, I feel, and this what made me think to say, like, people be sleeping on Mario, like feel like or tend to forget like the intro of that game when Bowser came, they was on the ship, Mario hat flying, the whole ending with the wedding, the cinematics in between. Like remember, they captured Mario just as good as the Luigi Mansion game and as Bowser's Fury. Like I thought they did a fantastic job. You know what I'm saying? And I said Bowser's Fury. I meant the Mario Rabbids and Luigi Mansion. I think they did a great job, the Mario team. And that's another thing, I think people forget like just how good that game is. The moments in that game, the New Donk City celebration with the Donkey Kong, that whole thing, like it was amazing. The Bayonetta dragon style, even though it was a small level, there was a lot to do on that little small level, and that fight was super epic. Like Mario Odyssey is just incredible. But let me stop being such a Mario fanboy just because it's my favorite video game franchise of all time. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Kirby and the Forgotten Land did 2.6 million already, which is wild. So yeah, that game is gonna do crazy numbers, but Kirby do numbers like that regularly. But this is my point, and I get it. Kirby is bigger than Metroid. Everything is bigger than Metroid. I just want more for Metroid. Want more for Samus Aran. And yeah, like Kirby came out and did 2.6 million. It just came out. Metroid has been out for months and did 2.9. So it's like yeah, like why people not showing up for Samus? Is it that people don't want to play with a female? I don't believe that because people play Tomb Raider. You know what I'm saying? Or is it just that the genre just doesn't click? And if it doesn't, it's sad because it's literally one of the most fun, creative, inspiring, legendary genres ever created. So I would be very disappointed if that was actually the case. So next up we got Mario. Oh no, I'm lying. Pokemon Snap at 2.4 million. Mario Golf at Super Rush at 2.3 million. Luigi's Mansion 3 at 11.4 million. Well deserved. That game is, that's a perfect video game in my opinion. And I never played the online aspect or none of that, which would add, more value technically to it. But just as a single player, incredible. Miitopia 1.6 million. Jack Gates agreed. Metroid Dread sales take. Yeah, I feel it deserved more. Miitopia did 1.6 million. Big Brain Academy. Brain versus Brain, 1.5 million. WarioWare, Get It Together, 1.2 million. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, 14.5 million. Splatoon 2, 13.3 million. Clubhouse Games 51. Worldwide Classics, 4.2 million. And Games Builders Garage, 1.6 million. Now, understand this. Pokemon Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, did 14.5 million. That game came out like 2-3 years ago, if not more. And yeah, Arceus is already blowing past that. That's just to show you how crazy Arceus numbers actually are. So yeah, that's the physical. Yeah, as you can see, Nintendo Switch numbers absolutely out of this world. I know Nintendo's president was talking about, because they always do like a meeting and they talk about things after this. They were talking about having an easy transition into the next generation. And I'm like, it's gonna be real easy if you just let everyone know who plays on the Switch, which is a lot of people. Let everyone know that you can play all your Nintendo Switch games on your Super Nintendo Switch. So you can technically get a Super Nintendo Switch, transfer all your data over, sell your old Switch or give it to a siblings, and you good to go with your new, stronger 4K capable, whatever, next gen console. But damn sure put the name Super in front of Nintendo Switch. I've been calling the Super Nintendo Switch since before the Switch came out. So I just want the thing to be called Super Nintendo Switch because, they could do Switch 2 if they wanted to. But I'm like, don't do 2 unless you're planning to do Switches forever. You know what I mean? Like PlayStation, I feel could get away with the number because PlayStation is never going to change it. It's always going to be PlayStation. 8, 9, 10, 11. They're never going to change it. Unless somebody goes in there and actually changes it and then ruins everything for Sony. And they'd be like, damn, this guy ruined it. But nobody could be worse than the guy who's currently running it over there, Jack Tran. Trash. Yeah. Like, I just feel like if you do backwards compatibility, make it clear that it's a brand new Nintendo Switch, the brand new Super Nintendo Switch. All new video games, all new graphics, all like that's what they have to do, and they'll be fine. They always make it hard where it's like they want to save the least, and it's like no. Sometimes you got to make an ad that says the most. Super Nintendo Switch, the brand new console, the successor to the old. Yeah, throw the word old in it. Old Nintendo Switch. You know, launching with 4K capability, way better looking games, graphics than ever before, and then drive home the point that it plays all your old Nintendo Switch games. You can play all your old Nintendo Switch games on your brand new Super Nintendo Switch. It writes itself. You want your console to be a success? Just do the perfect transition. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they can't do cool Joy-Cons and Joy-Cons that have, rumble like the DualSense or I don't know. I don't know. Just it does new things, right? Of course they could, but it should definitely be a straight up basic transition. You know what I mean? That's what I hope that they do. Green Tea said, I'm sad to see Pokemon Snap so low compared to the main games. This probably lessens the chance for more spin-offs like Snap or Stadium games. Nah, I doubt it. If they take away from the Pokemon like sales, which was what? It was what I said, it was over 2 million. I actually just closed that window, but it's in the millions. If a millions is a failure for that kind of game, or sends the message to not do more spin-offs, that's crazy. But I don't think that'll be the case. You wanna know why I did you the green tea? Because Pokemon Company does a lot of Pokemon spin-offs. Look how many Pokemon games. I mean, I talked about today. I talked about Let's Go. I talked about. I mean, damn, I don't even remember the names of these games at this point. You know what I'm saying? But the last 2-pack Pearl and whatever. Like, yo, it's just a lot of Pokemon games. Arceus, and then we got Scarlet and Violet coming out. Of course, they're going to keep doing stuff like Pokemon Rumble and all the craziness that they do with Pokemon. I think you don't have to worry when it comes to the Pokemans at all. Not one single bit. Now, let's talk about Xbox. Because Xbox delayed, yes, the game that you're seeing right there if you're watching this live, the video version, Starfield. It's out of here. And this is a game that I genuinely believed because they kept dropping videos about it. And I'm sure they'll keep dropping videos seeing as it's going to come out, in the first half of 2023. But Starfield, I really thought it was going to come out on 11/11/2022. And now that's not the case. But it's nothing to say that they won't come out on, 3/3/23 or something along those lines, like a crazy cool number like that. Oh, hell, they might need more time. They end up pushing it to November. I don't know. But I really thought that this game was going to make it out this year. But it's not. And the other game that I Ben was going to say, yo, this game is going to get delayed. Redfall. Because I felt like this the whole time. I said the longer they take to put out what's it called? The PlayStation one. The game, their last game. Why? It just left my brain. I know y'all tell me in the chat. Isn't it Bullet something? Well, the Groundhog Day game. I said, until that comes out on Xbox, into Game Pass and all that, they're not going to put out Redfall. They're not going to put out their new game before, excuse me, their new game before their last game, because they have to market the last game when it re-releases again on Xbox, the platform that they're going to be marketing their new game. So I said, nah, it ain't never going to happen, personally. And yeah, when I saw that delayed, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Starfield going with it. I was like, shit, that sucks. But anyway, Deathloop. There you go. I just remember the name of it. Deathloop. But it being delayed is not the craziest deal in the world. People going crazy, of course, on social media because when Xbox, like everything Xbox does, whenever they do something, it's never the best. Even when it is the best stuff, like their backwards compatibility, like their, streaming service, which is factually the best, and it's not even close. People act oh, oh, it ain't all that whenever they do something that's fire, like the Series X, quick resume, everything. Like Series X is fire. It's the best next generation console you could buy, period. It's the most next generation one. Maybe not controller wise, but game wise, the way you play, the way you purchase games and all of that, cloud, all of that, it's not an opinion, it's just facts. And like when they do something bad, people try to heighten it so much and try to make it the worst thing in the world because people just want to see them die. Because why? It's not people. It's not even the Nintendo fans. It's not even the PC guys. It's just specifically PlayStation fans. They go above and beyond, super hard. They go extra. You know, so these games get delayed and they start going, oh my God, look, all your stuff got delayed. And I'm like, yeah. Don't forget Horizon got delayed into this year. God of War got delayed into this year. It might get delayed out of it. Hopefully it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want that for nobody to have their games delayed. I didn't want Breath of the Wild delayed for myself or any other Nintendo fans who's dying for the sequel to the greatest game of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we had that delayed. Did I go crazy? No. I said Nintendo got it. Like, they got. I'm like, I got Kirby coming out at the time when they got delayed. It's about to come out. I'm playing that. I'm hyped. That was my most hyped game of the year anyway, until I got a confirmation that Zelda was actually coming out. That's what I was saying. And then I'm like, we got Pokemon this year, Bayonetta this year, we got Splatoon 3 this year, we got Mario Strikers, all this stuff, Xenoblade. Like, there's Nintendo's first party is out of this world. You understand? Like, they don't even be pushing back games. They be pushing them up. They be like, Xenoblade, come here real quick. We need you real quick. And they just could do that because their games just be sitting, ready, good to go. Yeah. So, Microsoft doesn't have that benefit of what Zelda team has. Same way PlayStation doesn't. God of War goes, PlayStation is a desert. But I would say it's okay. Because the main game people are going to play, yes, even above God of War, was always going to be Modern Warfare 2. And guess what? That was also going to be the case on Xbox. And I know, people get bothered by, you stating this fact that on these consoles, most people play, well, multiplats. And guess what? This year, you got some big multiplats coming out. Giant ones. You know what I'm saying? That was going to do, equal numbers to these first-party games, if not more, because they're on multiple platforms and things like that. Like Gotham Knights, that's going to be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Harry Potter is going to be a big deal. Like, there's big games coming out. And look at the MPD right now. Lego. It's a Star Wars saga. It's everything. Honestly, I'm hoping that they do a Lego, since they did the whole saga now. Can we get a Lego Avatar, please? I know Disney got Avatar game, and not Disney. Disney already got a deal, I guess, with, or maybe that was Fox, who had the deal with Ubisoft to make that Avatar game that's coming out that looks beautiful. But maybe Disney, like, yeah, we own them now. That deal is still good, but we own the IP and we could do this and then like do Lego stuff. That'd be awesome. Or I'll take Avatar: The Last Airbender Lego games. That'd be great too because that's another great Avatar. All the Avatars, you're on fire. Both. Well, except the movie M. Night Shyamalan one. No bueno at all. At all. Yeah, Starfield gets delayed. It's a big deal for Xbox. But here's the thing. I keep seeing on social media, and I tweeted this today because I couldn't believe it. I was like looking, because I think what was trending? It was Xbox, or it was something along those lines, or Game Pass. One of those things is always trending there, And I clicked it, and it was just people like, oh yeah, Xbox not got no games coming out for the year. I'm like, yo, I'm currently playing a fire Xbox game that can only be played on Xbox and PC, like most Xbox stuff, right? And that's Tunic, which I have to get back to. But I stopped to play Kirby, and I stopped to play the game that I've put more time into than Kirby now, which is Nintendo Switch Sports. I got over 20-something hours in that game now. But I'm going to go back to Tunic, obviously top-down Zelda-style game, basically. It's not really top-down. It's more like side angle. But still, amazing game. Beautiful game. Great game. Great game. Not, oh yeah, no, it's okay. No, great game. I don't care that it's not a AAA quadruple $1 trillion spent on to make it on marketing, on game, and on all of it. No, it's not that. But guess what? That doesn't change the fact that it's still a great game. And that little game could turn out better than Starfield. And that's not me saying that it is. I'm just trying to make the point. Tunic is a better game than Cyberpunk 2077. Probably even reviewed better, right? It should have. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why does that not count? It's exclusive. And I also look at it like stuff like, I don't got to pay $60 to play a game that I would have paid $60 to buy day one. And I'm talking about a Plague Tale, Raccoon, which I can't wait. In 2 weeks, I'll be playing that game, which is hype, Well, no, 3 weeks. There's going to be a demo coming out. Yeah, like, the games that they give you, like, I saw, oh yeah, Game Pass, they're going to get the new Jurassic World Evolution game, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get that. I know those games are super popular, directly into Game Pass. And it's like, they do this all the time. So, in that way, they alleviate the hurt of you, oh my God, I'm losing out on the first party games. Like, yeah, you still gonna have mad bangers to play, and the best part is a lot of them you're not even gonna have to pay for, like fully, because well, you know, Game Pass they give you a lot of new games, just to be clear, right? And you know, keeping it with the theme of indie games, right? Because I mean, it seems to be like a lot of people like to pretend like indie games don't count. And for me, here's the thing: Starfield, other than Doom and Wolfenstein, I've never played Bethesda games. None. Not 1 second of Skyrim. Not 1 second of Fallout. Not 1 second of any of them. Any of them. Like in Morrowind, no lie, I think I pressed a button to flip over a cow. That's it. On the original Xbox, because I barely ever played the original Xbox, except for like a Spawn game that was on it that was fire. But anyway, like, look, a delay is gonna happen, and it happens with everybody. Right? I pointed out Sony has delayed games. Like the games that are coming out this year were delayed from last year. Nobody went crazy. It was like, yo, games get delayed. It happens. When Zelda got delayed, nobody went crazy. People figured, all right, you know what I'm saying? Because we know this is what Zelda does. Zelda we always go through it. If you've been playing Zelda games, I mean, your whole life, and you're older than goddamn, 15, you lived through a ton of Zelda games that have been delayed already. Because the Wii U was an entire generation of a delayed Zelda game. We was getting Zelda games while Nintendo was like, oh yeah, we're experimenting with Wind Waker. We're experimenting with Twilight Princess. We're working on this Zelda game. We're working on this other game. And then we started seeing it. And then it was after year after year after year of delays. So delays is nothing new. So I don't know why people got to go so hard. But here's the thing. The games got delayed. But Bethesda games, those aren't like, oh my God, my cup of tea. So look, I was excited for Starfield, because it's like, yeah, it's gonna come out, it's gonna go right into Game Pass, and I'll play it, and I want to experience it. I want to sit down and play this big epic Bethesda game. My first one that isn't tied to Doom, because Doom I've been playing since PC, then 64, then Xboxes basically, well, Switch and Xbox. But let's talk about the fact that there's these banging ass games coming out on the actual Nintendo Switch, and people don't want to mention them, not on the Nintendo Switch, excuse me, on the Xbox, and people don't want to mention them just because they're indie. But I'm gonna mention them. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to be mentioned. And am I supposed to act like this is not a big deal? Like I'm not dying for this? Like I'm not waiting for this? Because Starfield and Redfall 2 games got delayed? I don't know, man. That's kind of weird to me. That's kind of weird to act like great games still ain't coming out. But of course, you already know who's doing this. Jack, you said the delays aren't that big of a deal to you since everything is getting delayed. I'd rather see developers and publishers get it right and not have huge day one patches. Yeah, that's the other thing. Nobody wants a cyberpunk situation. You know what I'm saying? Another game. I'm gonna show y'all another game. Matter of fact, while we here, coming out this year. Why is that popping up? All right. I don't know why that's popping up so much. But anyway, Thunderful right here. This game, Planet Alana. This game looks amazing. Hold on, I'm gonna stop. Let me back out of YouTube, because YouTube bugging right now. Bugging. I don't know why that keeps popping up. That never happened before. But it would happen during the live stream. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, go back to this screen, because why not? Yeah, like these games that are indie, that are exclusive to Xbox, whether they coming through the Idea Xbox program, when they look like these games do, I'm sorry, I can't help but put them on a pedestal, because they look awesome, and nothing's gonna change that. No amount of graphics, this that. Oh, it's not a AAA game. I don't care. Shredder's Revenge. That's my other anticipated game of the year. Can't wait for that. Hollow Knight, Silk Song. That's another one that's coming out. Crazy. Hell, I just recently bought, and I know some people are like, oh, that's old, but still, I just bought Little Nightmares 2. Haven't even played it like a month ago, because I've been playing all these other games on my Switch. But it's there ready for me to play at some point. I love how people try to act like, yo, there ain't nothing for you to play. There's never not going to be nothing to play on the console that has Game Pass, the greatest video game service ever created. And I'm not sitting here just to try to hype it or anything. It's just the truth. Like, there's never going to be a moment where there's not going to be anything to play. Like, Right now, I'm playing Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm almost done with it. Literally almost done with it. And awesome game. Again, I ain't have to pay full price for that game when it came out or anything. Like, it's just there. That adds value to the console, and it just brings me to the point that people hate. People hate to hear it, but the best exclusive on Xbox is Game Pass. And here's the truth: Game Pass is exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem. So yes, it is factually an exclusive that you play, and it involves a whole bunch of games. Some are first party, some aren't. You know, but exclusive nonetheless. Nonetheless, you could try to take away from it, but you know, you can't change the truth, man. You cannot change the truth at all. That, I mean, it's exclusive. Exclusive is exclusive no matter how you want to cut it, right? Because you're going to look at the paid exclusives on PlayStation as exclusives, right? Those count as exclusive, right? So yeah, when Microsoft decides to put something, like for example, that Sony baseball game, yeah, I'm just saying, you can exclusively get it for nothing on Game Pass. Like, that's all I'm saying. Whereas on the other hardware, you have to pay $70. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, people do not like to talk about that. I wonder why. So yeah, the delays to me ain't that serious. People go crazy about all these delays, and yeah, it ain't that serious. Let the games take time. And then I want to get to this final point real quick with the delays, because I almost forgot to just say this. This is the biggest point I wanted to make. Right? Microsoft has a show happening in about 2-3 weeks. Right? We all know it's happening June 12th, Xbox Bethesda Game Showcase. They already confirmed during the delay you will see Starfield there. You will see Redfield there, because they said they're going to show it soon. Where else? There. Right? Do people really believe that they're going to have this showcase and not announce any new games for the Xbox? Now, do people also believe that they're not going to announce any new games for the Xbox that are going to be launching this year? Because if that's what you believe, you're wrong. Because why would Microsoft even bother having a show this year if there was nothing that they were going to be promoting for this actual physical year? That's not the way companies work. There's going to be something there that's going to be releasing at the end of the year. There could be multiple things there that'll be releasing at the end of the year. And I'm not just talking about Somerville and games like Retraced and Planet of Lana. No, I mean things that you probably don't even know about. Because the truth is, they do have a lot of studios. And I know people hate the fact that, oh, look, they got all these studios and they barely got nothing coming out. And it's like, dude, like, y'all acting like they didn't just put out Halo, like they didn't just put out Forza, like they didn't just put out Psychonauts, one of the best platformers, you know, on hardware not branded Nintendo. So it's like, you know, people just kind of, I guess, want to just take the credit away. You know what I'm saying? Take the absolute credit away. And it's hilarious. So yeah, I wonder what they're going to be saying come, you know, June. Microsoft has a show. I know, listen, I know there's always rumors of Sony doing the show here, doing the show there, but it never happens. Sony hasn't done anything E3 level in years. You know what I'm saying? And if we go by that, they won't be doing anything. So then you'll still only have God of War and Spider-Man to be looking forward to, and some other paid exclusives that weren't just paid exclusive out of the kindness of Sony heart for you, their player. Nah, they did that shit specifically just so Xbox players don't get them. Versus Xbox pays for exclusives, but they don't actually pay a lot of time to be like, oh yeah, we'll pay for exclusively into Game Pass, but it's still going to come out on PlayStation, you know? Certain things like, yeah, is exclusive, like Tunic, but a lot of times it'll be limited. But Sony, they just be savage with it. Nah, we just don't want it on Xbox. Street Fighter, no Xbox. This, no Xbox. You know, then Starfield, people be crying. Oh, why it ain't coming out on PlayStation? But then those same guys were celebrating when it wasn't coming out on Xbox now. Like, hey, it's delayed. Hey. Like, yeah, but eventually, guess what? It'll come. Eventually it'll come. Can you say the same? No. So anyway, yeah, let's move on now to talking about this Halo episode. Yeah, usually I save this for the end of the podcast, but since I'm going to be actually watching Indie World, which I haven't watched at all, and I'm going to be watching the Multiverse trailer, which isn't pictured there, but because I just put that all under Warner Brothers. So you got Robin right there. You got, you know, Red Hood. I'm going to be watching that trailer, Gotham Knights, and then I'm going to be watching the overview trailer, whatever, for Mario Strikers, and that'll be the end of the podcast. Well, not really, because I'm gonna get into questions and all that. But yeah, the Halo episode this week was crazy, really cool, right? And I know I say this every week, but it's the truth. It was cool. And I don't know what the general consensus is. I didn't go on Twitter see what people were saying about it, because at this point I just don't care what the Halo audience had to say, because they're just such a jaded bunch, such a shallow, unwilling to let their IP that they supposedly love grow. You know, whether it's a silver timeline, they still gonna cry. They're gonna cry about the littlest, trivialist thing, and they want to keep their brand, their little IP, stagnant, and it makes me sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it absolutely makes me sick. But yeah, I want to mention the sex. It happened. You know, Master Chief and McKee, they slept together. And I thought the way they did it was beautiful. I thought it was real cool. These two people who have this connection to this whole ring, you know, it was cool. Like, I thought it was fine. You know, I mean, this dude was basically a virgin, you know what I'm saying? So he lost his virginity right here. So in that, I can also see the beauty of it. And I can also see the beauty of this trader maybe thinking like, you know, maybe my people aren't so bad, the way the Covenant has been basically brainwashing me to believe they are, you know? And in that way, I could see like the connection, maybe like, and she, you know, she was always asking for Chief and things like that. I thought, oh man, this is beautiful. You know, something good could come from this. But yeah, it didn't work out like that, because by the end, Chief was being hunted, and Halsey basically made the Spartans go and try to you know, take Chief out so that they could take Chief and McKee. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? It was absolutely crazy. And then you had the one Spartan who's good, basically running V-Trigger and save Master Chief's life. It was crazy, but Master Chief fighting Spartans was mad cool, because Master Chief actually was showing like, all I could do is dodge, hide, run, throw things. I can't really fight these guys. He punched one of them in the chest, and his hand actually hurt. And I think that's the first time you actually see him show any kind of pain. So that was crazy, you know. Yeah, like, it's a lot of they do a lot of cool things in this show. And the next episode is going to be the final of the season, and it looks insane, because I saw the little, you know, coming up in the next episode. It looks crazy. Covenant War. It looks like basically a level from Halo we're gonna get. Awesome. Yeah. I'm enjoying the show, and I can't wait for season 2. I'm happy it got a season 2 before it even came out, because if they would have went based off, because some companies like to listen to, you know, critics so much. Just look at what happened to the DC universe. If they would have did that, then they probably would have never did another show, another season, and I would have been disappointed, because it's good and I'm having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, Halo fans who want to be hating on the show, cool, hate. Just don't watch it. You know, everything Halo don't got to apply to you. They make Halo books, they make Halo mangas, they make Halo animes and all that, right? All of them don't have to be for you. The same way every Mario game don't have to be for everybody. It's okay. You know, if Xbox actually made more spin-offs with their actual video games, when they delayed games, they wouldn't have that much of a problem. They would be in a situation like Nintendo, where it's like Nintendo got stuff coming out. Let's say they had a 3D Mario game coming out, and they got delayed. Guess what? You still got Mario this year. Why? Because you got a Mario Strikers game to play. You got Mario Kart DLC coming out. Microsoft needs to start leveraging their IP and spreading that shit out a lot more. You know what I'm saying? And the way they manage the developers, I get giving them freedom, cool. But I think also they should have little teams within their developers to be like, yeah, make 16-bit era looking games, indie style games with our IPs, so you could get Contra, Gears of War. You can get Metroid, Halo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these games would be in between games. But no, you know what I'm saying? What's good, Dark Sun Rider, they tend to just stick to one thing. And I know Halo has done Halo Wars, and I know Gears of War did Gears Pop, but it's not enough. And Gears, what's it called? Wait, what the hell is the name of that game? I actually got it on my console. Let me look right now. Gears Tactics. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they do other stuff, but yeah, man. Sometimes it's just like, it's not enough. You could do more, and the same goes for Sony too. There's no reason why you don't got a God of War game that plays like Castlevania. It writes itself. The whip, Kratos' two blades, like, but they don't do it. Why? Because these companies, they don't find no value in it. They got no love for the art. These guys want to be directors, want to be making video game movies, and not just video games also and say like we can make video games of all level, crazy AAA to scratch that itch they got to be Hollywood directors and all that, or they can do smaller games, but they tend to not want to, which is mad weird. And it's like, yo, they leaving so much money on the table by not just, and some people might say it's milking. It's not milking. They leaving money on the table by not utilizing. That's the real word. Utilizing the IP to the fullest potential. You think you can't have a cliffhanger game and it's Uncharted? Cliffhanger was fun back then. You think it wouldn't be fun with an Uncharted skin? They could. They could absolutely do that. But, they rather be weak sauce with it. So, yeah. I mean, the episode was good. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I know I ain't do the best review this week, but I'm trying to get into this indie world stuff because I haven't seen that. I want to see what they actually